Welcome to my review of the Blon, aka WGZ Blon, the BL-A8, aka the Prometheus. Quite a few names. Quite looking forward to this because these look, as you can see, they look kind of crazy. And yeah, as usual, disclaimer is these are sent out to me by Linsol. Thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video, and all the thoughts and opinions are my own. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. So mine are the silver variant, which you'll see in a bit. Obviously as well, a higher price from Blon compared to like the Blon BL-01 and 03, which are actually quite a bit cheaper than these. These are more upmarket, which obviously we're going to see in a bit. The BL-A8, as you say, they're also called the Prometheus, yeah, which is a badass name, to be honest. Sensitivity 115 ohms, well sorry, 115 decibels, an impedance of 16 ohms. They're very easy to power. 1.2 meter cable. These are basically silver, which you'll see in a bit. 3.5 cable, a 10mm new lightweight diaphragm, an ear hanging type. It obviously is over the back of the ear, 20 Hz to 20 kHz, and yeah, let's get into it. So kind of a bit more upmarket. WGZ Blon, or Z if you're American, since 2014. So these are crazy design. They do say in there some text. It's very hard to see, but in there it just say WGZ Blon, and the other one says BL-A8. It's hard to see. They use the same tips that's on other Blons. These are actually quite comfortable because I've actually tried these before, obviously before the video. Considering that crazy shape, they do actually fit quite well. So just foam there, nothing underneath there. Lightweight diaphragm to give you the best possible music experience. So there's no longer any uppity and drums, which to me is not a big deal. So that's the normal kind of tips. As you say, it comes with the two pairs. These are the more cone ones. I prefer these kind of tips, more circular. These cone shaped ones don't really fit well for me. There's only two pairs of those, and these have three pairs of small, medium and large. Upgrade cable, very different to what they used to use before. It's got the brand WGZ Blon 2014, red, obviously for right, blues for left. Obviously in the next clip I'll have a look what that cable's like. With a pouch. How many people actually use the pouch? It's like a kind of sandbag material. And the user manual. So it's in Chinese and in English. Problem solutions, notice and warm tips, how they fit, and yeah, brand story, inheritance. It's always good to have a bit of backstory, and that's it. So yeah, in the next clip we'll have a proper look at what that wire is actually like. Now the cable is much better than with the Blon 03. So this is how it's basically just connected up. So blue connector there. I'll show you on that one. There's a red one. So this is left. That's what it looks like. It seems to come out on an angle. See, it's kind of in. I thought it would be more like here, but maybe that's just how it is. But personally, because this is quite soft, I had no issues, but that's how it looks there. There's a chin slider here, which isn't really affected at all. Not really a big deal for me. And yes, straight 3.5 connector. Strain relief there. Very supple. So it's a million times better than an 03 cable. And because I used to push out of my ears. And yeah, there's the brand, so WGZ Blon 2014. And yeah, so quite a nice cable. Obviously there's a red for right. And yeah, feel focus, but yeah, it's a good cable. So yeah, onto the review. So here's a better look. This is the left one. Crazy honeycomb shape. It says in here, it's very hard to see but on camera. There it says L. I don't think it'll focus. By my right fingernail. There's L, the other one will say R. It actually says inside here. It actually just say BL-A8. And that the other one says WGZ Blon, or Z if you're American. Obviously cable goes from there to there. Comfort on these and the fitment was actually very good. They're not that heavy. There's a little bit of weight, but they're not ultimately that heavy for what they are. With this crazy like honeycomb build. But yeah, the comfort and the fit was actually quite good. Again, was the isolation. I had no issues at all. Take this off. You can always take that out if you want to change the sound. I've left this as standard. That's just what it looks like. So that's the only, I think the driver's just in there. But yeah, for comfort and fit was actually very good. Better than the Blon 03. So it's got a better cable than the 03. It fits better, the comfort is better. I wore these for a few hours straight, no issue at all. Yeah, because the ergonomics are actually quite good. Sound, so compared, I'm going to do a lot of comparisons to the 03 because a lot of people have those. And speak of the devil, here they are. But yeah, so the Blon 03, this has more, the Prometheus, the A8 has more mid-bass than the 03. But the decay is better, it does a better job of it. So there's an elevation to it, a little bit, but it just does it, it's just, the driver seems better for it. The driver seems better for the low end. Well, overall, the driver seems better, but I'll explain that later on. So yeah, the low end, I think the 03 has a little bit more sub-bass. Well, it seemed like that, but this seems to have a little bit more mid-bass, but because the driver does a better job of decay, and it seems faster, it's not really a negative in my point of view. Roll calls, again, no issues at all. Male ones seem a little further back. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my experience with them, but to be honest, I had no issues with either really. Upper mid seems a little bit more elevated compared to the 03, a little bit. And into the treble region, it just sounds, they do sound a little bit brighter. They're not crazy bright, like, but they seem a little bit brighter. Instrument separation is better than the 03. It seems clearer. The technicalities on the A8, the Prometheus, is better than the 03. I'm not sure what the actual driver technology is, but anything that's in any complex pieces of music, the A8 is just better than the 03 a little bit, and the actual tonality, again, I think is better on the A8 over the 03. To me, overall, they are a good step up, but they should be because they're like twice the price. But on the whole, like, that they are, in my point, kind of superior to the 03. It's about time that they've actually beaten one of their own models, because they've tried a few times and never really done it. They've done things a bit different, but people have always preferred the 03's kind of tuning. But yeah, treble region is a little bit elevated, I think, further down. There's meant to be a peak. I think I read somewhere like 6K, but I personally don't have any issues with it. It might just be me. But yeah, like imaging I thought was actually quite good. But yeah, like they are in a way slightly brighter and slightly bassier. Is probably a quick and dirty way of saying it. But I think because the driver is quite technically proficient, it seems fine with me. I think Blon have done a good job. I'm quite curious because they've still got 2 more releases after this. There's the BL Max, which I think is an August release, and there's the Z200, which is like a crazy, like multi-angled one. So I have no idea what they're going to be like. But yeah, I'm quite happy with what they've done. I'm quite happy that they've included a better cable finally, and done quite a good job with the actual comfort and the build. Because it's, as I say, these things look crazy in the flesh. Obviously, there's a few fingerprints on it now, but they are quite unique. There's no other earphones that look like that. But yeah, on the whole, I think overall they are an upgrade over the 03. Like I said, it's about time they actually did that. 03 is still good. Like it's only one of the pair of earphones that I've ever kept is the 03, which is quite a thing really. But yeah, I'm quite glad what they've done. But are these perfect? Probably really not. I think some people may not like the extra brightness, but personally for me, I have no issues with it. It seems fine. I think because the driver's technically a better performer, I think which probably helps. But yeah, here's another last look before the conclusion. But I think they've done a good job. So this is just the right one. This is the included tips. I didn't really like the ones that kind of more of a cone shape. That's one negative, is with this it comes with the same tips as the other Blons. But if you've already got some tips you're quite happy with, then you can always put them on here. And yeah, so obviously 2-pin connector. There is R, if you'll focus, just about to see it there. In there, and you can see just in there it says, it's hard to see, but it says WGZ Blon. If the camera focus just inside there. And yeah, on to the conclusion. So my conclusion of the Blon BL-A8 Prometheus, which is a badass name, is I like what they've done. Obviously these cost kind of twice the price of the 03, but they are technically better in several areas. I'm quite happy what they did. I like that they actually made some differences, because they could have made the tuning the same, but then again, if they did that, you might as well just kept the 03 kind of model. As you can see, these look badass in the flesh. That crazy design. The comfort's good, the cable's good, the tips are good or bad, depends on your fit, but you can always change them. But yeah, on the whole, I'm quite happy with what the tuning. The driver seems quite competent. It's probably the best way to describe it. And yeah, as usual, just if you want to know, just let me know in the comments as usual. And yeah, thanks for watching and take care.